Hey, I'm Shan, mama of the girls. This is Cozy Womb Podcast. I discuss everything parenting and kid affiliated. This is season 17, and I appreciate you listening. Parenting isn't about being perfect. It's about being better so our kids have more opportunities. It is that time. I am back, and I got things to say. Let's go.
Hey, I'm kid number 1, Anya. Welcome back to season 17 of my mom's podcast.
Hey guys, it's kid 2, Ari. Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast.
Hey all. What's up? Welcome back to Cozy Womb Podcast. My name is Shan. It is Friday. Today I want to talk about non-traditional parenting. Yes. This is episode 16. Welcome. You made it to Friday. We made it. We here. Love it. Now, I personally love untraditional parenting. It's honest. It's inviting of change. Finally, parents who allow children to ask questions about things they can learn from. Finally, parents who are openly, honestly healing and know they need to heal and they're not in denial of it. Finally, we can unhand ourselves from this rapture of I have to get married because I'm pregnant. I have to get married because we want a baby. I have to get married. I have to be ready. You don't have to be anything. You can still raise a great child and a great co-parenting unit separately and not be married. Everybody that has children is not supposed to be married. Everyone is not supposed to be a parent, okay? All things can be true at once. I want to talk about non-traditional parenting today. I know I probably ruffle a few feathers, but we are moving forward. We are in a new day and time, and I want to talk about how it's great. Okay? Now it's time for parenting news because there's always something going around about parenting and kids. Parenting news. Biden administration scales back student debt relief for millions due to legal concerns. Basically, in layman's terms, a lot of wealthy, rich people that don't need their loans forgiven are mad that other people who need their loans forgiven are getting that shit. Yo, you can't make this stuff up. I would just like to say this too. Forcing poor people to give birth is an economic issue on the terms of if someone is already poor and they can't take care of themselves, why would you make it a state bill that they have to keep a child if they become pregnant? You're putting those parents in a deeper hole by giving them a child they cannot take care of because they can't even take care of themselves. I feel like it's this great punishment that all these well-able people who do not want to have more kids are punishing poor people because you shouldn't be having sex because you're poor. What do people do when they're extremely bored in a relationship? They have a lot of sex. Come on. Kids as young as 9 years old are in therapy and having nightmares after witnessing 2 cops storm a funeral and shoot a relative in West Virginia. I heard about this before I read about it. And basically, the person was at their dad's funeral and was wanted. And the cops knew that he was at his dad's funeral and came in and was trying to get him and shot him. So there's that. This is some sad news right here. 3-year-old boy dies after aunt threw him in Lake Michigan and watched him sink and acted like she didn't know him. She was charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery of a child. Sick. Y'all just be careful out here. And prepare for the fact that we're going to have some shortages this fall, winter. So make sure you have 8 gallons of water or more in your house. Make sure you have rice. Make sure you have canned food. Make sure you have a generator. Make sure you have light bulbs, batteries, flashlights. Make sure you have glass jars stored with, things you can use if you don't have. You know what I'm talking about. Other than that, that's all the parenting news I have for you. It is Friday. Let's get into this meat. You know what I'm saying? The whole idea of the podcast today. Oh, yes. Podcast Spotlight. I have one for you today.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
It takes a lot of courage to be a parent today and admit that you're wrong, but I'm happy more parents are doing it. Being open to learning as you raise these kids today is healthy to me, okay? Feelings being talked through and not talked at is better than what it was before. I don't know what that was. I must have hit something. Okay, we good now. Teaching each other, and when I say each other, parent and child, basic needs and not forcing your kids to say sorry is healthier than forcing your kids to say sorry and they're not sorry. I think when you do that, you start teaching your child how to manipulate people by just saying things so they can shut up and move on. So I try to not force my child to say sorry to people if they're not sorry. But I still have the discussion with them on why they're wrong and how they can go about it better next time, if there is a next time, okay? And that is untraditional parenting, aka non-traditional parenting, all right? Now our kids have a lot of technology at their hands, okay? And that is a pro and a con, because instead of kids working through things, they're looking for a shortcut, okay? It's beyond Nintendo, Sega, AOL, and MySpace. They have serious worldly access at their fingertips, and we have to be talking about serious life-changing things a lot earlier than we thought, right? But that's okay. It's okay as long as schools and child activity groups are getting permission to talk to their children about certain things. I know there's a lot of people who are against kids in kindergarten learning about sexual education. I know there's a lot of parents that are against kids learning about a transgender and what that is and sexual orientation. I understand, but at the same time, when you're in a grocery store and your child that's used to seeing you with their dad now sees a man with another man hugging and giving affection like their parents do, and they're a man and a woman, do you act like you don't see it? When a woman and a woman is giving affection in public and your child is there, do you act like you don't see it? Do you not address it? And so when I think about that, I think about racism. A lot of people who are not of a different ethnicity always act as though racism did not exist because it was not happening to them. But when their children saw blatant examples of racism, it not being addressed always led to them possibly growing up and acting like it was never a thing. So I think it's very important to address certain things, but you don't have to go into super deep adult detail about everything. Okay, that's just my stance. Supporting your kid and figuring out life with them is better than telling them what their life should be, or you have to be a doctor, or you have to be an engineer, or you have to take over my family business. No. Your kids flourish better when you're honest with them and you're open to them figuring out what they like and who they want to be. The vision that you had for yourself does not have to be your child's vision. The vision in parenting for me is to raise good humans who honestly can be themselves and want to be themselves and give other people grace to be themselves. That is like my whole goal of raising these two girls that I have, right?
What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage? Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
And that should be your goal too. And I'll go more into that after these messages.
Yay! And if you're looking for any Cozy Womb merch or on Mama's Cozy Closet, I got you on sweatshirts, mugs, long sleeves, and hoodies. I got you. Just check it out. The Cozy Womb shop or Mama's Cozy Closet. Now let's get back to the show.
Non-traditional families are the norm now, okay? So you will see a lot of families that are mom with mom, dad with dad, dad in family, mom in family, mom alone, dad alone, stepmom, stepdad, meshing with other kids, girlfriend and dad with kid, boyfriend and mom with kid, aunt and uncle as parents, siblings and siblings as parents. Like, I could keep going. There's nothing wrong with that as long as it's healthy, as long as that family is thriving and they're balancing out everything. Affection, discipline, teaching, guidance, love, protection, all of those good things. So always ask yourself, what is your parenting child approach? For me, my parenting child approach is definitely non-traditional because I don't believe in just marrying the father of my kids just because we have a kid. If our personalities and our goals don't mesh, I don't want to force it. If romantically we do not want to be together, I don't want to force it. If one person is not ready to parent the way I feel like my child should be parented, I don't want to be in the middle of that feeling like I'm alone and I'm sharing a home with a man. That's just me. Some women do it. I don't want to do that. Okay. States who, now want abortion to not be a thing will completely change what family looks like 20 years from now. Because there's going to be more kids who were raised by parents who did not want to parent. There's going to be more kids with a chip on their shoulder who were raised by two people that should have never had kids. Were they careless in the act of having sex? Yes. But at the same time, with these laws in place, we're setting up a new generation 20 years from now of feeling empty and possibly raising another generation of kids that are going to feel lopsided because they never really wanted to be parents. And so the choices that our politics make today will have a huge impact on families 20 years from now. I knew it was you. What? What's the problem? What's the problem?
She took my stuff and She wanna give it back to me.
Do you have it, or does she have it?
She have it.
Tell her to come here. I don't want to yell in this mic. Alright, y'all. The girl problem. I settled it. So I'm back. Where was I? Some parents do not parent or discipline their kids. It's like free range eggs. Go figure it out yourself and figure out your own do's and don'ts. I don't want to parent like that because I know what the outcome is, okay? Use ideas of what parenting needs to be now compared to parenting 20 years ago don't work all the way. You can use some of them, but you can't use all of them. And then there's a type of non-traditional parenting that's like us first, them next, or the kids next, or the kids after us. And that's the whole mentality of two parents feeling like if they had to choose life and death between their kids and them as spouses, they're going to pick them as spouses first because they could always have more kids. That ain't me either, but I'm not gonna knock it. Most parents like that, when they dish out food or when they get certain things, they make their plates first and then they make their kids' plates, or they would save themselves first and then try to save the kids. Like, that's that mentality. Then you have the soft parenting. That's, to me, it's kind of like hippie, laid back, no biggie parenting. Like, nothing's a big deal, nothing's super important, nothing's emergency. Then you have micromanaging parents where they dictate everything. They're doing everything. They're super invasive. Academic perfection is highly important to them. They stress looking perfect. They stress doing things their way. They're rarely ever open to their child changing or having an opinion on what they want to do. Then you have the no schooling parent. Okay, that's non-traditional too, where they don't believe in the curriculum. They don't want anybody else teaching their kids. They rather have like a house in the middle of the forest and learn how to survive that way. And they teach their kids more life skills than just a basic math, reading, science, play on technology. They're really anti-technology. They think it's nonsense. They're not really into like cartoons or kids, playing with the pointless games that they have today. So they're really focused on that. Either way, if non-traditional parenting works for you, then I say go for it. If setting up your family in a non-traditional way works, go for it. Stop comparing the way that you want your family to be to how other people have their family set up, okay? My name is Shan. This is Cozy Womb Podcast. I try my best to share all of my parenting views on here. I'm not telling you what to do as parents, but I'm just telling you what's out here. If you're looking for more podcasts to check out, I have other podcasts. You can check out She Gets a Pod, The Real Relationship Rapport, So What Page Beyond Bed, which is like a book club, and Loudmouth Stereo with Greg from Young Black and Bothered. I will be back next week, Monday and Friday. And if you are out there and you have a business or a product that can help parents or kids, please let me know at cozywombbmama@gmail.com, or you can contact me at shanbypodden.com. Don't forget the books on Lulu if you're starting a podcast or you need podcast help. And Cozy Mama's Cozy Closet. Thank you for listening. Thank you for checking out Cozy Womb Podcast. And I will check you guys next week. Bye. Bye.